Alright, boys and girls and triangles and nude knights alike. By poll, I'm doing Sabbat side stories. Whenever I have time, I guess I'll be doing it by the poll on Discord Saturday nights at 0100 Eve time. Well, Saturday nights for me, so technically Sunday. Um, where people can hop in voice comms and chat with me and chew the fat, or I go off on random specialness like I normally do, where I get special ideas. So it's it's a fun time that way because I get random with like bonker ideas sometimes. I would love to see happen. What up, David? So, have a little bit of fun, talk a little bit of shit. I don't want to get into too much. Hall tank fits. Yeah, it'll be fun. My hall tank exec, Navy exec. Um, Not gonna get too much into some of the randomness that's popping in my brain. That's all the new stuff that came out with the patch notes for Uprising drop. But I will fuck around a little bit with some other stuff and some other wonky ideas, and you guys can call me batshit crazy, or maybe think it's an interesting idea. I don't know. um, but we shall see where the night takes us. I think I'm just kind of roaming around a little bit. Oh, what patch notes? The huge Uprising patch notes with all the ships and all the changes to FAC warfare and all that shit. We're gonna get into the weeds into that tomorrow, with the regular show. But there's a clusterfuck of shit going on in that. That and people are already building the new Navy dreads, which is quite entertaining, to say the least. So we shall see how that episode goes, because that is probably one of the biggest patch notes I've seen in a while. Um, so let's see. I'm going to get this on the move, but I do. I know Trig Marauders, but then they'd have to nerf the fuck out of the Lashak. How's everyone doing with their cashing in stuff for points to get your cool Corp and Alliance shit on there? I have started doing that. It is kind of interesting throwing away ships for points. Some guys are going a little crazy on it. I say slow and steady wins the race instead of canceling them to constantly get a can't remember can't remember what hall it is. I know it's one of the mining halls. It might be I know it's a hall one of the bigger mining halls, but one of them gives you like 5,000 points, and it's like, why would I want to spend like 30, 40 million on a haul that instead of just turning, like, I turned in a magnate today for 2,400 points. Like, yeah, I'll take the slow and steady route, please and thank you. Yeah, maybe you should stop playing a lot of Star Citizen, David. That'd be a good choice for you. So that's cool. I mean, I'm not gonna do anything yet. They don't have shit for trig ships yet, so I don't really care. A lot of the stuff I don't even want to waste those points on just yet. So I'm playing the waiting game until we get all the cool stuff comes out, and we can have fun with, like, I can have fun with that, and it'll be nicer and more fun. The full fact warfare thing, I don't know if you guys tuned in and watched or listened. We either watched on Twitch or listened to the podcast or watched it on YouTube after the show, but talking with CCP Swift about, you know, the kind of programming they use for faction warfare and how there's some pretty cool stuff that they could do with it. Got my mind, you know, going, ooh, this could be interesting. This could be interesting. This would be fun. Like, you know, Sav warfare, using the faction warfare mechanics for Sav warfare, which next week I'll probably be set up with my alt in faction warfare, so I'll probably be doing a little fact warfare funsies while doing the show, if I can do it next weekend. I don't know. It all depends on what ends up getting planned for me. But the whole using that faction warfare template for other purposes instantly got my brain going. Ooh, now it'd be a lot of fun. You know, Sav, you know, changing up Sav warfare. That'd be huge. It'd be a giant change to how, you know, the nullsecers create their empires outside in space. Like, if you could actually push people like that. It'd be weird, it'd be different, but you never know. But my brain right away went to, you know, it's called faction warfare. Why is it only the empires? Why does it always have to only be the empires? There's people who, you know, have plus 10 standings to Blood Raiders or Guristas or, you know, whatever the fuck. So I think it'd be really interesting. I think it'd change up the game. Like, it would cause a huge shakeup in the game if there was pirate factions or even Sisters of E. Like, if there was more going on than just, hey, you choose an empire and you fight for that side. I feel like that's kind of boring. I think Eve, I mean, it's great. I love what it's doing, you know, what the faction warfare update is doing to the player counts in the game and whatnot. I mean, player count right now, I mean, it is a Saturday night, but it's sitting at, you know, 22,000 people. So the Uprising patch did its job. It severely bumped up player counts, and it will make, you know, the game, it's making the game really interesting. But it would be so much fun that in the near future to, like, completely shake up the game to a crazy degree by throwing the pirate factions and Sisters of Eve and Triggs, of course, Triggs into the mix, and having a more maybe chaotic universe than kind of the curated one we have right now. Where, you know, there could be pushes from different sides by different factions. I think it'd be really interesting and different. It would change up how you approach the game, how you approach moving around in the game, to a crazy degree. I mean, if you have Guristas pushing in, or even if they were fighting out in, you know, Null, if it was even used in Nullsec just for the NPC Null areas, like, that would still, you know, it'd still change things up a little bit. Like, having Guristas or Blood Raiders pushing into each other's territories. I know they're not, you know, perfectly connected, but yeah, you get what I mean. A little bit of shake up to the game. They take it to the nth degree a little bit. Have a galaxy on fire kind of situation where there is chaos. There is no perfect formula to what's going on in the game, which would be a lot of fun, in my opinion. I think a galaxy at war and a galaxy on fire would be very interesting, and yeah, probably not good for newbies and shit, but God, it'd be such a huge change up to to how you play the game. It'd just be so much fun, in my opinion. Let's see, what other batshit crazy ideas do I have? Well, let's not go batshit crazy ideas. Well, I'm waiting. I'm patiently waiting for those prices to go down on the new Navy ships. I also know I kind of have a fit. I'm gonna have to tinker with it a little bit on my alt, who is in faction warfare, because he's an alpha, so I can't like be like, oh, I'm just gonna make like the biggest, baddest motherfucking frigate on Earth. But I do have to start poking around a little bit. I think it's the hook bill that I really want to fuck around with. Make it a rocket boat. The new Navy hook bill, like with the changes for it. So I think that'd be a lot of fun. As a fuck around ship. Just to do some faction warfare, have a little bit of fun, doing something different. But yeah, I don't know. I think I do know I kind of want to fuck around with the whole rocket boats and just not have to worry about tracking and all that stuff. Just get up close and personal and start pew pew pewing as hard as I can. Because I find that fun. I like brawling a little bit. As I'm, mindlessly running with my Ishtar, which is weird because I finally have to use my target range scripts after the nerfs to ranges. Which is fine with me. I think hacks deserve the nerf. They're a little, too much of that meta, too much of that kind of overcooked meta where that was all that was used. It'll be fun to see kind of battleships and battle cruisers come back to the forefront for operations against structures and big fights. Even though I really would love to see like freaking like interceptor battle. Like a huge interceptor battle with tie-dye going on. Like a 500v500, a tie-dyed fight with interceptors, because everyone would probably be like, God damn it, I just flew past my target. Be different and fun. I'm kind of treating myself as a savage today. I am not being fancy like during the normal shows. I'm just drinking beer straight out of the can. Figure since it's me just being me and special, I put in the effort. Might as well have some fun with it. But yeah, I don't know. For some reason, the whole invasions, kind of the chaos during invasions, everything kind of not being nice and neat, even in high sec. Where people didn't really know exactly, the safest routes, even post invasions with, all the minor Trig and Edencom minor victories scattered about. I like that uncertainty and that, like, is my path actually safe? Like, I kind of liked that whole situation, and it'd be fun to have it back. I mean, yeah, people moan and groan and be like, I lost this ship. But it'd still be fun. Like, maybe it's not static and it's constantly changing, so it kind of throws a curveball to people. They're not always like, well, I'm in high sec, let me Let me just hit autopilot because I'm doing like the super high sec route where I don't really care. And if I do get shot at, Concord will show up and before my ship can get blown up. So I figure it'd be a little bit more fun, a little bit more chaos. Different is the main key for me. I figure we've had this kind of curated high sec space of blah for the longest time. It'd be nice to have a little more fun. I mean, not necessarily hitting the 1.0, 0.9s, 0.8s, but like sevens, sixes, fives, like toss a little bit of chaos in there every once in a while, like toss a little bit of chaos in there every once in a while. Make it so it's not the point click. I'm done. Don't have to worry about anything. In New Eden, in high sec. Yes, I am doing green sites. I am just farming stuff because I didn't really have much time this week to get set up for faction warfare on my alt. So I am just doing some ratting for escalations. Make some lazy, easy money. But I think that'd be fun to see some change. Everyone complains about the high sec Care Bear. Well, let's make high sec a little bit more interesting. Make it so even people who aren't high secers are confused sometimes when they enter high sec, where they don't know if they're gonna get their dick punched in or lose a ship or something like that, instead of in high sec I'm pretty much safe now, unless an 18-man catalyst fleet jumps on me and then I'm dead. I don't know, it's just one of my weird ideas that's been stuck in my brain after hearing Swift say they could use the same technology for other areas of space. I am really interested in faction warfare space. Like, I really want to get over to it. I don't know, maybe I'll hop over, but I don't really. No, I'm gonna have to waste too much time trying to get everything organized. So probably the next time I'm doing this, which might be next Saturday. I don't know. If I am doing it next Saturday, it will be much later because I do believe I will be like out of town for a chunk of the day and won't be able to get home by 0-100 Eve time. So I will have to figure that out. But I should be able to get myself set up and squared away and be able to maybe be PvPing. And then when you guys, listen to this on other sources, hey, what up, Black Sheep? When you guys are doing this, if you guys listen to the podcast, or if you do watch it on YouTube, if you miss it, you guys can make fun of me for me probably yelling at the computer while I'm dying in faction warfare space. Would Eve go cross-platform? No. I don't think it would. Don't think it's not an easy game to put on other platforms. They dumbed it down for Eve Echoes, and most people, there's been a lot of people that started playing Eve Echoes and switched to actual Eve Online and had fun with it. There is too many controls, too many buttons for you to be able to do it on anything. I mean, technically, maybe. I mean, Final Fantasy XIV pulls it off, but I also played that on PS4 with a keyboard and mouse. There is the ability, but it's such an old game, it wouldn't work. You couldn't. Yeah. Yeah, you really couldn't. It wouldn't be easy because of the age of the code and everything. It would probably cause some problems trying to get it set up for console. I I don't know. I used to be a huge console junkie. I love playing console games, but recently, like all the fun games that I like to play, like Call of Duty and Battlefield, have been such utter disasters on their new iterations of it that it's like I'm good. I can play PC games and have a lot more fun. I remember Bob, Band of Brothers. Yeah, no, it's a weird thing, but I do agree with you, David. It would be fun for the faction warfare shit to cause enough chaos in Eve that Pakovin, the Triglavian collective as a whole, gets roused from their current napping stage. But that's just the wishful thinking of Trig players. I would love it so much though. I mean, we do still have. There's still a couple guys out there that go to incom minor victories and fortresses and blow up stuff there to fuck with the bonuses that you get from the game. Dust 514 and E Valkyrie are dead. Dust 514 was the mistake of putting that on PS3 right before PS4 came out. And Eve Valkyrie, I mean, it was a fun game to play. I did like playing Eve Valkyrie, so I'm kind of bummed that that's gone. It was a fun bust out the PlayStation 4 and play a little bit. Yeah, they're dead as a doornail. Yeah. Dust 514 is dead. I mean, they're working on another FPS. Um, Hopefully, they learn from the mistakes of the past and don't try to throw it on a console. I think that was their biggest mistake. Because every 4 or 5 years they update consoles and stuff, and that's just a good way to if you want the game to last longer, it's a little bit better to throw it up on PC if they were to do iterations and keep it alive. Unlike most of CCP shit where they throw it up and a couple years after release it's dead. Yeah. I mean, that's an option. Um, I don't know. I really don't have any interest in hopping on the console game side for a while because I just built a brand new PC, dumped like $2,200 on a new PC and some new stuff for my new PC. So I'm thoroughly entrenched into the PC gaming right now. Um, I don't know. It's just been such a bummer on the console game side that I don't really have an interest to hop back into that stuff. Even though I'm buying a $1,400 TV tomorrow. Um, I just don't have an interest to play console games at the time being. Same games, the really good games on console I can play on PC. So it's kind of like, what's the point in and spending money to find myself a oh nice. I don't feel like trying to find an Xbox, whatever it's called now, or a PlayStation 5. Um, I don't want to deal with that shit, so I figure new TV just for relaxing, and I'll call it that. Uh, yeah, that's a fuck ton of SP. I wish I had that much SP. I'm about halfway there. I'm sitting at a cool 166 million SP. No dreadnought skills. I am hoping I can get Eve Partner so that I can justify having an alt account while paying for my co-host's account so he can play Eve again. Because then it's like, okay, well, my main account's paid for. The Plex is gone to my co-host, so he can actually play the game again. And it's like, okay, well, one's free. Well, I guess I'll just fire up one of my other alts that I had and create a dread alt on there. Since I own dreads now. Oh, I can agree with you. That's why I could never get into nullsec shit. Dealt with enough of that shit in Pokemon. With oh fuck, they hit our structure. We gotta go max form to defend it, and having 600 man fights in Pokemon. Who controls nullsec now? Well, you got goons. You got Goon Swarm, or the Imperium, I should say. Coalition. You got Frat. You got PanFam. What is it? There's Greater Trash, Braver Trash Alliance. And then you got what? Red Alliance and Wrecking Crew. And I know I'm missing someone else. Those are the main alliances controlling space. Yeah, Pandemic Legion and Pandemic Horde are PanFam. But yeah, I don't know. I'm excited that I have two Zenitras. I don't know where the fuck or when the fuck I'm gonna use them. I am excited to potentially use them because it'll be a lot of fun with a high grade Mimesis pod like max spool, just damage capping on your own on structure damage. So basically, be like, all right, all dreads protect me, keep me safe, while I just spool up and try to destroy this shit. I figured it'd be fun. It'll be a little different kind of gameplay. I'm not used to the big boy ships. I love my subcap ships a little too much. What was funny is like when I first came back after my long break, when I first came back in 2020, like kind of went back to the oh yeah, bombing runs are so much fun. Kind of went back to the whole oh yeah, I want to fly battle cruisers and battleships again. I want the big boys. Like 2 months later, it was I just want to fly the small shit. Like fuck all this shit. I just want to have fun. I don't want to. I want to fly the small stuff and have fun doing that because some of those ships can punch up really good, and frigs and destroyers just skirt around Pokemon so effectively and so well to stay out of trouble. It's pretty cool. So, oops, sorry, I was distracted by something else. But yeah, like I'm so excited I can fly my Retri now um without an implant. Eve radio still go? I have no idea. That I don't know. But yeah. But living in Pochven, I do agree with you. It's a subcap heaven, and it's so much fun in frigs and destroyers. Just being like, I just made a loop around the triangle in like half an hour with looking for targets. So you can get in, get out. You know, if you got a couple buddies, you can kind of cause some chaos and have some fun, quick and easy, and kind of get back to where you want to, or only go, a chunk of the triangle, turn around and come back and sit back down for those people, who don't have a fuck ton of time to play Eve, to sit behind their computer and do a bunch of stuff. It kind of is nice and helpful. I know I'm doing the most invigorating gameplay. This is my like I've had a rough week kind of shit where like I just like doing something mind numbing since I don't mine moons all the time. This is my idea of I want to play Eve, but I don't want to think gameplay. So sorry about that. It's not a bunch of fun today. Hopefully next weekend I'll have it rolling for faction warfare while I'm playing. I've just had an interesting week from work. I would love to get what pisses me off when I'm hunting for escalations, when I'm actually purposely trying to find an escalation to do. I will not find a single one. And then when I'm not looking for escalations and I'm just like hopping on, just chatting with a couple people, doing a couple of things in game as an officer, and I just like happen to do like one or two, I get like every single one is popping an escalation for me. And it's like, what the fuck? Why can't you just be nice to me? Like, why can't I like tell Eve, hey, I've got time to play today. Can you give me escalations? It'd be awesome. Because I love when I do an escalation, I get a nice, oh, look, you got a, Corellium C-type that sells for, quarter bill. It's like, cool, I can make some more Hecates that I can whelp. It's like 3 Hecates right there. Like, sell it. Go whelp some more Hecates to have fun. Yeah. Yeah, mining was my for the longest time mining was my I'm fucking watching TV and playing games. Like I'm playing Eve, so I'm kind of paying attention, but I'm not really paying attention because I'm just mining rocks. For the longest time, that was just my like double, you know, multitasking, like watching something I kind of want to pay attention to on TV and playing Eve. And then it started with me multi-boxing and playing and mining. I was like, I don't have time. Like I don't have time to focus on anything else but mining, which is a fun like, I had a shitty day at work. I've got a moon that popped. I gotta mine out all the good shit before the vultures come. Um, but it was bouncing 6 characters around. Um, I wasn't really bouncing around. It was more juggling all the ore holds because damn with some of those shit. Damn, some of that shit was a lot. Yes, There is still people who do exploration and go hack shit. That is the one gameplay that I tried like twice and was like, it's not for me. Some people love it. I don't understand the joy behind hacking and doing that explo stuff, doing relic and data sites. The only time I ever look at those anomalies is, ooh, a DED site. About the only time I bust up my probe launchers to look for that stuff. And then half the time I'm bummed because it's either a wormhole or a data site or a relic site. And I am quickly of the, fuck this shit. I just want to go back to having fun. I want to pew pew at stuff, even if it's NPCs. Oh, no. There is no easy way to cheat the game. Yeah, there still is input broadcasters, and those are fun to get banned. One guy has been banned so many times for it and he can't, he gets perma banned, and then he still manages to get accounts back up and running and does it again. And apparently he's gotten fed up with getting banned for actual having legitimate proof of input broadcasting. And he has officially quit the game. Yeah. David, I agree with you. You do one. What the fuck am I doing? Let me just make a really good ship for this event and literally Care Bear, like literally the entire event for points. You're done in the very first day. That is one of the things that I like about Eve is it's not really hacked. I think the spaghetti code is what stops hackers from being able to easily hack. Input broadcasting is one thing, but doing like shoot through walls and all that stuff, I think the spaghetti code is the one saving grace that we don't have that going on. Was it the yeah, that was the Christmas event. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I think Celtier was trying to get the points, and I think you gave me the fit for the Paladin. There was like a couple days left of the event, and like within 5 hours, I finished off everything for the points. When I quit, I was over like it was in like the 6,000s or something like that. By the time the event ended. Yeah. The smuggling one, the smuggling event, I think I was done the very first day. It came out. I was done with it pretty quick. I still have to build that boo book. I have one built. I want to build my second one. Got lucky enough to get a second blueprint. I think they are just going to be station pieces for the time being, unless prices go up enough, and then I might sell them if like enough get destroyed that the points go up. Yeah. Celtier's reactions to some of us during the events that are like actually fun, like what we consider fun to do, David and I, is like, yeah, we just put our nose to the grindstone and burn through some of that shit so fast. It's a lot of fun. I love doing it. So I'm very excited for the Christmas event this year. Secretly hoping my sister and brother-in-law and their kids come to my parents' house so that way I can like spend less time away from my computer. So I'm not trying to race through the Christmas event as fast as possible before it ends. That would be glorious for me. Because the Christmas ones, I gotta make sure I get all those skins. That's the other thing. That smuggling event. Yeah, you can. That smuggling event was fun until the point where I was like, I literally have found every single skin from the event. Drakes have. I kind of bummed. Still need to reach out to someone. I have like 100 runs of Drakes that he wanted in BPCs. See if he still wants to buy that off me. Ooh. David, I think if you actually played the whole time the event was up, you probably could get higher than 25k. If the Christmas event is the same. I don't really care about the Drake. I'd rather fly the Nighthawk a little bit more, but I do kind of want to. I've never flown the Drake. Out of all the ships that I'm actually able to fly, there are quite a few that I have never done. Like, that I've never tried once. That I've always just kind of glossed over. Because I went, when I. What was it? Was it 2015, 16? Somewhere around there before I quit playing. For the whatever time it was. I did the quick jump into Mercurial because I already had really good Galente skills and I was okay with Minmatar skills. And it was like, well, if I can get into the Mac, I can do incursions. And I was obsessed with that ship for a while. Yeah. A Farax or own. Yeah, it would be fun. I don't know. Some of our like abominations that have been created that are like, a battle cruiser that's got hull tank battle cruisers that we've had where it's like 300,000 EHP and it's like this should not have this much EHP. Like I just kind of want to make some of those and have some fun. Cormorant is a destroyer. There's no way that shouldn't be able to survive a level 4 unless someone knows some sneaky method that would most likely die instantly in a level 4. That is one of those ships that I'm not like kind of like about. Oh, maybe I can figure out a fun way to use it. Won't be bad for some destroyer play. I don't know. It's just one of those, long range railgun ships that I'm kind of like, I mean, I do use my Roke, but I also haven't flown that in ages. I do. This is what this looks like it'd be so much fun. That kinetic rocket damage and max velocity. I want to have so much fun with that in faction warfare. And the hook bill. Let's see. Courser would be a little bit of fun. I think that would mess with some people. I'm gonna have to look at the prices of stuff on the market. I know I don't want to buy stuff just yet. Oh yeah, that is your one of your disgusting ships that you made. The Mega with like, yeah, Nighthawk is the Tech 2 version of the Drake. Yeah, it's pretty fucking good. Chorister would be fun. Galente, oh yeah, it's just a better catalyst. I don't know. I'm iffy on that one. Still very happy about this. Munion's a missile boat. So happy I never fit my Munion up. So I don't have to do anything to it. I can legitimately make a rocket Munion now without having to worry about rip strip and stuff. But yeah, I need to start checking the prices of some of the new Navy ships because I am interested to mess around with them. Oh yeah, it is the Thrasher. I do like the Thrasher. It is fun to toy around with. Let's see. Tracking speed, damage. Rate of fire. It would be a little bit fun. I do fuck around with those every once in a while with Thrashers on my alt. But yeah, I'm really, there's certain ships that I'm like really excited for. The Chorister is one of them. That and the is the is it the Prophecy? No, the APOC. Was it APOC? No, it was Armageddon. Yeah, Armageddon Navy issue is something else that I got a little bit of a chubby for. Well, there's a couple of the new Navy ships that I got a chubby for. God, I'm gonna have so much fun. I need to, but I'm one of those like, oh, the Hurricane. Yeah, the Hurricane's a fun ship. The Hurricane was the ship that got me into Eve. Legitimately, like I was watching something on E before I started playing, or was looking on their website or something, and I saw the Hurricane was like, ooh, Imperial Star Destroyer. I'm gonna play this game. And that was what sucked me in. Well, I was also told that, hey, you play WoW, you should probably try a cooler game. Yeah, that new pressure and all that fun. A little bit better than the regular one. It'll be a blast. The Armageddon. But yeah, the Hurricane's a fun ship. I mean, it's still a pretty decent ship. The Hurricane can do some stuff. As I'm, being late. I mean, I remember I was so obsessed with my Mercurial that I had that I literally ratted in it sometimes. Warp to 100. Actually would start burning away because like my optimal range, like with the way I had it set up, like I'd burn away a little bit and just be like one turret just shoot at the rapid heavy and nuke power, yeah. It would be fun on Armageddon, but I literally would burn away and then I'd pew pew at at the frigs because I'd split my turrets up and I'd literally just be like one turret will blow up the NPC frig. So it was, I don't know. It was me being weird and having like way too much ISK all the time when I was doing incursions. While I was unemployed, I had so much time where I literally did incursions from like 7 o'clock at night until I want to say like 4 or 5 in the morning. I spent a lot of time doing that, so I just had money like out the ass. So when I went and I bought my like high grade snakes to make my mercurial even faster, and I had a lot of fun doing that stuff. It was pretty entertaining. All right, back to paying attention to the game instead of being distracted by shinies everywhere. Um, yeah, I don't know. I I want to. I want enough people. I mean, I'm sure enough people are doing faction warfare that Navy ships are probably coming out of the woodworks, but I want the prices to be reasonable. I'm one of those weirdos. There are some ships that I don't own just because I've never had any interest in owning them. Because it's like I'm never gonna fly them. Which I think I was, because I was going through and I was buying like one of every ship except for like T1 frigates and stuff. Like certain things that it's like they've never had ridiculous price points. They've never done squirrely things on the market. But I was going through and I was picking up a bunch of stuff. And I think I ended up buying a Guardian. And I was like, why did I not buy this? Like, I never fly Logi. But I do want to kind of pick through and see. I'm hoping Navy prices go down enough to the point where I can pick up all the Navy ships and kind of toy around with them a little bit and figure out where I'd want to use them at. Because there's some good ones. A 1K PC to play Eve, and it should. I went above and beyond with my PC because I have a PCI 4.0 on my Where the fuck is that flashing coming from? Something squirrely is going on. I have PCI 4.0 and 3.0, so I originally only had a planned for a 3.0 PCI, and then I was like, you know what? I might as well have a terabyte PCI 4.0 so I can quick boot all my stuff that I want to run really fast, like my OS and all that stuff on it. Graphics card, yeah, I mean, you can get away with I was playing with a 1660. I couldn't have it completely all on high. But it still worked. Like 16 gigs of RAM. It was like 16 gigs of RAM and a 1660 and I don't know, some shitty i7. I do not like Intel processors, so yeah, you don't have to go as extreme as me where I actually was having everyone was telling me it was my internet all the time. It was actually my PC just was a piece of shit. Like now that I have my, ridiculous PC, being able to stream Eve was like the big thing for me. Like I needed to be able to stream. Like I needed to be able to stream or at least like play games because I've gone on a couple other podcasts like Data Thursday and stuff, and when I logged into the podcast, my Discord literally would take a dump. Like the computer couldn't prioritize anything, and I'd go all robot, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's your internet. It's your internet." I'm like, dude, I get 400 something megs download and like 30, 40, 30, 40, somewhere between 30, 40, maybe 50 megs upload speed. I'm like, dude, it's not my internet. It's my computer. So I just went overboard because I wanted to be able to stream gameplay, stream other games a little bit here and there when I have my like, I can't play Eve right now. Like it's hurting my soul a little bit. I just went above and beyond because I wanted something that I could, run this stuff for a while on. Do little updates here and there when I want to. So like having 32 gigs of RAM, that might change. That might go to, who knows. That might go to 64 or I don't know. We will see. But at the moment, it works like a well-oiled machine. And I can actually stream. And I can actually watch other people streaming stuff on Discord where it doesn't take a shit on me. Yeah, this PC will last me for a good while. I could do some little tweaks here and there to make it better, but for the time being, it will run marvelously for several years before I even have to think about any big overhauls to it. But that Asus Tough Gaming motherboard with that PCI 4.0 port was kind of that, ooh, I only had a PCI 3.0 originally as the only hard drive I was going to have in there. Because I have way too many terabytes of external hard drives to even think about putting too much, like putting SATA drives and other solid state drives in the computer. I was like, it's 30 terabytes and it's good enough. I can just transfer stuff into folders on my externals for, the podcasts and videos that I upload to YouTube or the podcast shows. And for me, it was, I really needed that good graphics card more than anything. And damn, is this graphics card good for what it does. Like actually having it doing things that make my life easier to stream or to record stuff. So much better than a 1660. Like, that sucked. I do not regret dropping all that stuff. Oh, really? Yeah, my 3070 Ti is good. I don't know. I am kind of hesitant with AMD's new GPUs a little bit. That was a little weird. My Discord was updating my my feed that my bot tosses up that I'm streaming, and I was kind of like, what is going on? All right. So I'm excited. I get to pick up some strippers. Hopefully. If the drop rate isn't shit. Like it normally is. I love these sites. I can pick up randomness for, I don't know. I just collecting male and female exotic dancers to throw in random people's ships when they get me to bring them a ship someplace for them is always fun. Like, oh, here's 3 male exotic dancers and a janitor. Yeah, that's always fun. What I should do is I should be a dick and I should get a bunch of small arms, since they're considered contraband in Caldari space, and somehow smuggle them in and watch people get pissed when all of a sudden the Caldari police are PO'd at them. I know you really want me to play Star Citizen, and I really want you to play more Eve. Yeah, tomorrow will be pretty entertaining for the actual like news show episode. Um, should be fun. Besides all the updates for patch notes and stuff. Kind of not going to focus too much on the ship changes since we did talk a lot about the changes to ships that were proposed. We might gloss over them if some of them are really kind of important. But chances are we're going to focus on everything else, which should be fun. Show wise, because there's going to be a lot to cover, and then we have some fun stuff for goings on in Pakvin. Because some couple things may or may not have happened there recently, but just a little sneak peek. I don't want to split my time 50-50 with Star Citizen. I feel like playing Star Citizen would hurt my soul. As much as I wanted Eve to be Star Citizen, it just hurts my soul that they have robbed people of so much money and it's still not legitimately a game yet. And they're still taking people's money. All right. Let's see. I can't wait to see what my RNG luck brought me this time. Got a chance for either male or female exotic dancers, janitors, marines, or tourists. And I know female exotic dancers have the lowest drop rate. Yes, I'm weird. I get excited while I'm trying to get escalations that I get to scoop up exotic dancers. Oh yeah, apparently dread components are like pretty much gone from the market because of all the Navy dreads out there being built now. So I'm sure people who were making capital parts are pretty fat and happy about it. That's the one thing that like kind of sucks. I want to focus one. I want to have my dread alt because I have the Zenitras. But it kind of sucks because Trigs only have the Zenitra. There is nothing else. So it's like, oh, I'm wasting all this time just for a Dread pilot. And it's only going to be able to fly the Zenitra. Which is one of those, well, oh well. 6 one way, half a dozen the other. I'd rather fly the Zenitra and fuck around with the Zenitra than pigeonhole myself into something, even though some of those new Navy dreads look sexy. What is it? I know Opus is super excited about this one. The Moros. He wants it so badly. I'm trying to remember. I don't know. I still like Tall as Power. I do like that the art team for the Navy issue ships went through and did some light little tweaks so they don't look the same. It's not just a copy paste and just throw a skin on it. The Navy skins on it. I'm very happy they didn't do that. Because I think that was kind of lazy shit. The Phoenix is interesting. I kind of want to use it. I kind of would like to use it, but I don't know. I still don't want to get into that whole... Besides the Zernitra, I don't really want to be in that game of of caps, because then it's like, well, now I gotta find myself a home for them where they can live, and then probably won't be in my current corp at that point. And I mean, I'm still gonna have to do the same thing with my Zenitras, where I'm gonna be worrying about where the fuck I'm putting them, what the fuck I'm doing with them. But ooh, lucky! I got myself some female exotic dancers. I haven't seen those in like a month of doing this specific site where I know they drop at. And Marines. They, typical Marines at the strip club. But let's see. And one long drift. Yeah, that's fine. I'll do the long, slow boat over so I can look at some things. So yeah, the dreads was an interesting touch. I don't know. It's still the baby. I can't wait to fly it. Like, it's gonna be so much fun. I'm so excited to be able to fly as an Zenitra. I probably won't be able to fly it for a while. It's probably gonna slow down how many skill points is going from some of my alts. I'm just rip stripping into the Zenitra pilot, which I gotta get that set up sooner than later. Really don't want to pay for 2 accounts at once, but I probably should get that going before I like pull too many skill points out. But it'll be so much fun. Like, if I can actually use them with my alliance, with some of our friends that we have, I'm looking forward to it. I'm very happy that I am. Bam! Can fly everything trig-wise max skilled except for the Zern. Which reminds me, let me take a peek. Ooh. Yay. 18 days. And I'm finally into my last stretch of ship training. To max out all my weapon and ship skills subcap. I didn't realize I was that close. Like, I'm excited about that. But alright, Navy ship. So I'm gonna have to fuck around with the Corsair Navy issue. Mainly because I think that'll be a fun ship to use for faction warfare when we can finally do our allegiances and join whatever faction warfare group you want to without forcing the whole corp or alliance into one faction. I think that's gonna be a lot of fun, and so I think I'm gonna have to mess around with fitting the Corsair. I know there was one of them. What one was it? Was it? Maybe it wasn't in Amar. I don't know. There's a couple Amar ships I know that I was interested in messing around with. For faction warfare purposes, because I'm actually like giddy to eventually, when they release it in Q1, to play a bit of faction warfare in the corporation, in the empire I choose, which is funny that it's probably gonna be the exact same one that my alpha alt is in at the moment. But yeah, I'm really excited to kind of toy around with some of those newer Navy ships, figure out the fit that I want, make it as good as I can, hopefully the prices won't be like completely obscene and ridiculous, and have some fun, because I really don't want to do like Hop and Tristan, Orbit Plex and Tristan, Scram and send drones at people, like Long Point and send drones at people. I don't really want that kind of gameplay. That's really one of the reasons why I'm hoping the Navy hook bill prices go down. I really want to use that Navy hook bill with my Alpha Alt as a, up close bruiser type of faction warfare player. I normally like blaster fit ships when I'm up close and personal like that, but I figure nice speedy hook bill with rockets and not really worrying too much about tracking and all that stuff would be fun for me gameplay wise. I do like that get up close and personal type of gameplay. It is a lot of fun. Which the Cormorant, I don't know. The Navy Cormorant, I'm assuming it will be decent, but for long range ships like that you're going to be plinking away at long range, and if you're like someone like me who plays solo, or small gangs, small gangs you might have someone being tackle, but a lot of times it's like if I'm small gang, I'm hopping my Hecate and I'm literally trying to get right on top of them, so I don't have to worry about someone else getting point or scram on them and holding them down. Like I can literally just get up personal. The Cormorant, I can see it being iffy because unless you're catching someone who's not paying attention when you warp to something at like 100 and you literally plink away at them from long range, and you've got enough buddies with you at the same time, I could see the Cormorant Navy issue just being hot garbage, in my opinion. If you've got tackle, I'll give it to you. Yeah, you could be really good. But I just feel like it's not worth it. I do see some options for it outside of PvP. That would be fun to use it for. Because I like to mess around in some stuff. For combat anomalies and stuff like that, I could see this as being a fun little toy to use, but I don't know what to do with it yet. The hook bill is really what's got my attention. Something light, fast, hopefully not obscenely ruined on price point. Let's see, Galente. I'm going to have to get myself a Catalyst Navy issue. Just the sheer. It's different, though. Being able to plate it and armor repair is great. The loss of tracking is kind of but you get damage, which is a nice touch. And you get range and fall off instead of just range. So that's not too bad. It'd be an interesting ship to fly. I just don't know what applications I'd use it in yet. And none of the Galente ships really have. Maybe the Mollusk Navy issue would be fun with drones. Sorry, there is something going on that needs my attention right now. I love when I look down and I see my corp chat and it's like, oh, there's shit going on. I still want to try that Myrmidon Navy issue. Stasis Web of Fire drones and pair that with some other stuff. It could be dirty. All right, and Mimitar. So yeah, the Thrasher is gonna be fun. Like, I know already where I'd want to use it, and it's actually on my alt. Because that'd be a fun ship to toy around with and have a lot of fun with. I just like some of the little subtle changes they did with the ships compared to their non-Navy counterpart. But at least the Thrasher, I can see a good spot to use it in. I was thinking about messing around with a probe, maybe? I'm trying to remember. It's kind of no, never mind. It's not the probe. There's something. Vigil Fleet issue. Ooh, that'd be fun. I could have some fun with that. I could really have some fun with that. Where was it? Was it here? Griffin. Yeah, that was Oakville. I do. For faction warfare, I think I'm gonna have to make a bunch of kind of throwaway ships first. Kind of get used to it because I know it's completely different mechanics, than me being used to Pochvin and that weird mix of Pochvin, wormholes, that nullsec wormhole kind of hybrid bullshit. I'm gonna have to mess around a little bit because I know low sec's totally different beast. I'm gonna have to get a little bit used to that gameplay, so I'll have to probably put together some shitty T1 versions first, get used to it, have fun with it that way first before I hop into kind of giving my alt specialized ships. Because if I get used to it on my alt first, I'll be kind of, I'll have to optimize it towards an alpha account, which kind of sucks. But at least I'll be used to the alpha account version of, like the hook bill or whatever ships I decide to use for faction warfare. I think after that point, I'll be so used to it and just swap over to Tech 2 versions and like really over the top versions for my main, which, I'll probably be still bug out mode at almost the same point, but at least it gives me more breathing room. I don't know. I really wish I could have gotten stuff set up. This week has been chaos for me that I couldn't kind of get all set up and moved over to faction warfare to get into that. Would have been fun. Maybe this week, I don't know if it'll be tomorrow, later tonight. I'll probably try to get set up already for next week. If not during the week, because with the show tomorrow, it's going to eat up some of my morning. I have to go grocery shopping in the morning too, but I have to go reread all the patch notes to get ready for the show tomorrow, and I should have a chance to get everything squared away where I can spend a little bit of time on it tomorrow. I gotta also finish some of my shit around my house. After getting some more furniture, I'm like, oh, cool, I can get rid of some shitty storage that I have. I have to finish some of that stuff up too. So I'm hoping I can get squared away. I won't be able to do Eve time 0-100 on Saturday. But I'll at least probably be able to hop on. Hopefully, do side stories, Sabbat side stories 2. Play some Fact Warfare while while doing this. And give you guys me blowing up and dying all the time. Which is probably the main reason why I want to make some garbage Tech 1 fits with Tech 1 Frigs. Just get some of my ideas that I have floating around for Faction Warfare. I know all the old school Faction Warfare players, they've got their system down pat. The system didn't change too drastically much with plexes and stuff, but coming into it with 0 Faction Warfare time, I am going to have to die and waste ships, which is great that it's not going to be on my main account. It's not going to red up my Z kill board. But it'll give me time to practice and get used to it and get ready for Q1, which will be fun. Where, I can use a character that is literally maxed out on skills for ships. Not all skills, but at least the ships and the weapons. Which next after that is all the fun ECM stuff and all the electronic warfare stuff, I should say. And I finished that stuff off to level 5s, and I'll have to do my remap, but that waits until I'm done with this queue for ship and weapon training. Which is funny. The only ship I didn't touch for skills was the Proteus. I should probably loop back around and finish off Proteus skills to level 5. I just have never really been interested in it. Supposedly it's a decent brawler now. I don't know. Still like my Legion too much and my Tengus and my Lokis, so. Which reminds me, I need to bring my my Loki into Pakvin. Because I have wanted it a couple times and didn't have it. And then remembered I brought it back to Jitto like an idiot. Because I also was taking one of the guys that I was on a show with. He hadn't been to Pakvin since like its very beginning. So I took him into Pakvin and got him a couple of standings ticks. But because of where we were at, I eventually was like, well, I'll get you out of here. And I just used an extraction filament to dump us out into high sec. And completely forgot I dragged the ship home with me. Well, to Jitto with me, instead of leaving it in Pakvin for me to use. All right. Unless there's anything you guys in chat want to say or ask me, I think I'm going to wrap it up here shortly. Ooh, that's new. Cool. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap it up so I can sit on the market and look at prices of Navy ships and figure out how much longer I might have to wait. Guess I'll take the crickets as not a thing. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna start looking at the prices on the market and figure out when I might potentially buy that stuff. But otherwise, we'll end it here. I'll be tossing this stuff up on the same YouTube channel and podcast channel as the regular show. I'm gonna have to start a separate playlist, so it might not be up right away for at least YouTube, for people watching on YouTube. But it shouldn't take me too long. It shouldn't be too much of a delay for me to get this stuff up there. The podcast stuff, it's just gonna kind of go in order with the rest of the podcast episodes. So like the last episode was episode 29, so this will be slotted between 29 and 30. So people can listen to it, because sometimes I'll be talking about, relative stuff. It won't just be me going batshit crazy about random stuff. And some of my off the wall theories, sometimes it'll be more, okay, this is going on in Eve right now. So I better kind of put out some of my quirky thoughts about what's going on there without ruining the main show for the Triglavian Times. But all right, guys, I'll end it here. You guys fly dangerous, use ships like ammo, and have fun.